Otherwise, you cannot free yourself from this contraption. That means all
Yes.
their investment, they will hold it. Then
It's
power can
always
change
about their
hands.
interest, you mean?
It's always about their interest, Baba.
Mm.
So you get you today, you just expose that thing, and at least I want you to be knocking it on the head of anybody that wants change in Nigeria. So remember, the problem is not local.
Mm.
If it is locally, one man president will decide who will lead us. But the problem is international. But another way, but that one will cause war and continue. You know your malaria when they get treatment like the Congo way. Now, if we go carry our hand now, put for the hand of may Russia now come inside, they go fight that world war for inside Nigeria, and it will be permanent. Congo has been
Yes.
in it for how many years now? It
Thank
never
you
stop.
very much, Baba. Let me take another
Baba
one again
Yakimo.
as usual. Okay. So we do it chap
Thank
and
you.
see as many contributions as possible. Thank you for
Okay,
always,
Baba.
Baba. Stay safe, man. That's Prince Adebayo there from Sweden. And I think we have the first lady caller this evening. And here we have Charm. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, Maigo.
Oh, good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I just had to call in because today's today's podcast was a banger. Honestly, I feel like if anyone if there are people still out there deluded that we have a country, you see, after today's exposition that you made, there shouldn't be a shadow of a doubt in your heart and in your mind. We don't have a country. Nigeria is not a real place, right?
It's becoming clearer.
You talk, and what is also clear now is how long they have been playing us. They've played our parents, they played us, and they want to continue to play us in perpetuity. That's what I see here. You see, what's his name? Tinubu was a long game. Tinubu was somebody that they caught and they decided to use.
Yep.
He wasn't into politics. The politics was the cover that they gave to him. They already had like people who knew what was up in Nigeria. So him going into Nadeco was was a pathway into the politics of the
it
country.
was like a long game, you
You
mean?
know,
This guy had no real
exactly.
life business. He has no real life
No,
job per se, but he was funding Adeco with millions of dollars, Baba.
very, very good. So that's your number one point. Funding Nadeco with lots of money. Where is he getting that money? From the CIA. Because they know what works in that stupid country. They know that money talks, bullshit works. And that is exactly what they did. Right? And then, like I said, they played the long game. They waited for this idiot man to become president. And look at us today. Look at Nigeria today. A pound, a dollar is what almost 1,500 naira within a span of 18 months.
1,740 naira.
1,740 naira. And then you have to think when they're talking about things like it will go against the national security of their country, you have to think deep. Something that will affect the national security of a whole country like America, with all its intelligence, with all its security, with everything. There's more to that. There's something that man has done and has been doing. And I bet you the deaths of many politicians, Tinubu knows about it. And I'm 100% sure that the CIA, part of everything that is there that is redacted, right? All of that information links Tinubu to a lot of things, which is detrimental to them because then it shows that they play a part in countries, in destabilizing countries. A lot of Americans are clueless. When I say clueless, ignorant. That is complete, about what their government is doing in other countries. They sit in their comfortable houses.
But they never actually really even know how it works.
They don't know how it works and they don't care. All they know is that what the mainstream media, what Hollywood tries to narrate for them. Oh, black people are ignorant. They can't manage their resources. They can't do it. But they never tell them the spanner in the works that their government keeps throwing into these countries. They never tell them that these people are not in complete control of their own resources. Is it not even clear now that we don't even have a so-called stupid democracy? That these politicians have always been in their pocket. And like some of the people on the comment section, right? That said that even back to Obasanjo, I don't believe that we've had clean politicians. for the longest time. And that is why they never wanted what they call it, a military, what's it called, in African countries. Because democracy, as far as I'm concerned, democracy, the way it has been sold to us, democracy, the way we have planned it, is a weapon that has been fashioned and used against us time and time again. Because these politicians they're not clean. They have a lot of compromise on them.
Man. They
are sellouts. And people like Tinubu, right? When you get close to him, you don't know what compromise maybe you don't even have the intention of doing something negative or bad. But because we are within that circle, before you know it, you've done something, they have compromise and you can't do anything. You have to bend to their will.
Yeah, you have to do it.
You
have to force your hand.
You have to do
this for us.
Exactly. They force your hand. You have to do it. It is clear now. I thought this democracy, whatever it is, democracy that has been sold to us, religion that has been sold to us, everything to keep us comatose, to keep us weak, to keep us, not being able to rise up, for goodness sake. Look at the truth that you shared today. Why are we hearing it from Maegu Darius Political? Why is it not in Arise News? Why is it not everywhere? Saying that we have an asset in the highest seat in the office in a country like Nigeria.
That the American
Nobody's talking
is
about
arguing in court that they will not allow his file to be released, because if they release his file, it's going to affect the American national security. What?
It's going to affect the American national security. Nigeria's economy be damned. The over 200 million people in Nigeria be damned. The poverty, impoverished people, all of you can swim in that thing that we want you to swim in. We don't care. But our national security, our own self-interest, Maegu, this world is not balanced. It's not balanced at all. And anybody that is out there, I think we've been saying it for the longest time. I don't know about Trump, because I've told you, right, at the end of the day, make America great again. We don't really understand what it takes to make America great. If it takes it being on the back of African countries, that is what he's going to do. That is what he wants to deliver to the American people. That making America great again, off of the backs of Africans. Maegu, we are still in slavery. I hope it's clear to everybody now. We are still in bondage. We have never been free. If the so-called democracy was just always a tool to enslave
people
us.
Think we are actually we are there just like a whining babies that we should hold our leaders responsible. We should do this and that. How do you hold them responsible when these external influences, that person, how do you hold criminals responsible when the entire system has been compromised, right, by the external forces influence? That even if the people decided that they want to kind of rise, right, you are using all the instruments at your disposal to further suppress them, hoodwink them,
further suppress
mislead them.
To continue to mislead them. You see this Lagbaja man that died. I also when did he die? And I was saying that this man wasn't sick. There was something
no record of him being
not
sick.
Right going on in that place. Again, it pointed to him. If he was eliminated, it points to the fact that there's intelligence. And if there's intelligence, the intelligence is not coming from Nigeria, it's coming from an external source. Again, we have external influence out there. In fact, everything is out there to tell us. And then you have this Lakurawa people, or whatever you call them.
Lakurawa terrorists.
All of a sudden, they said they've been there for 6 years, but now they are more visible. Something is going on. Two things. Either the fact that Trump is now in office, it has become a problem, and they need to accelerate whatever plan that they've had hatched, prior to him actually ascending into office in January. So I don't know what kind of next couple of weeks is going to look like. Or I feel like everything has to do with resources. There's something they found in all of those places. That is anyway, because my mind is just working, but there's a lot going on, and we just need to be very aware and very careful. Now other people
ignorance is no longer an excuse. People should know that. Thank you so much. Let me take another one. Okay. Here we have one name. That must be our own Osit. Are you there? Okay. Sorry about that. If your line is acting up, I hope you are able to get back again. Hopefully. Here. Hello.
Oh, wonderful.
One name.
Wonderful. One
Osita,
more.
how are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, I bet
I
this
just
is never going to pass you by without you kind of like, no, I'm going to have to call in again.
I have to call in.
Thank you so much, please.
Congratulations on the good job and the advancement.
Oh, thank you very
Uh,
much for the support too.
yeah. Anyway, have I just want to talk about um, the reason we have to have what is called self-belief.
Hmm.
This so-called white people, I am sorry to say, Trump is inclusive.
Hmm.
They don't have any business with us. They don't want you to be good. Let's forget about he won the election. It doesn't mean that it is the effect, the good effect, whatever anybody's
Yeah,
thinking.
it could be a good sign for us somehow.
That is a good sign for us. That's the businessman who
Hmm.
always says that he's a deal maker. When you're a businessman, you are clouded with money, and
Hmm.
everybody that is around him are all business moguls. What do they need from Africa? They
As
need only
much
one thing from Africa,
exploitation as possible. Hmm.
as much as exploitation as ever. So I don't want us to live in delusion. God knows my heart. I don't want us to relax. It's just like when we are saying, oh, we are thinking, oh, we are praying, the military can come in.
Hmm.
It will all go back to square one. It's a deal. And you wouldn't tell me, you yourself, all of us, we know that Tinubu is a good deal maker as well.
That's right.
We know that he's a very, very awkward, good
Very
deal maker.
shrewd criminal in that regard. He
That's
said
a
it,
good
whatever money
criminal.
cannot buy, more money will buy it.
And you will bear me witness, you've lived among white people. Even the white people that you live among, they are even better than the white people in America. They
Hmm.
all respect money.
No doubt.
If they can get something out of you, they are good at it.
They are fine.
If Trump is going to come against Democrats, he's not coming against Democrats personally. He's only coming against the business they do to put his own business in line as well.
Replace.
So I need us to wake up. This is our own call. I keep saying it. It's our own fight. If we think that he is going to mess these people up, these Nigerian criminals up, these Nigerian criminals will do deal with them. That's the way it is. The reason they scramble
So
for Africa,
either way, we are toast.
yeah,
Hmm.
the scramble for Africa is not because of the humanity that exists in Africa. The scramble for Africa is because of what they need to improve their lifestyle. Everything is right there in Africa. So that is the reason when they talk about Africa, Africa, it is only that we ourselves has not been able to take advantage of what we do have. I wrote it somewhere on X the other day, I mean on Instagram.
Right.
When you look at the past 10 years, for example, the people that accepted that they have died and they are not afraid of dying has made progress than any other part of Africa when it comes to infrastructure. And that is Mali, that is Burkina Faso, that's Niger Republic.
Tell me about
If
it.
you look at what if you look at what they've been able to do with the little time those guys have been in power, you will know there's something that is called change, a positive change. It might not be a total change, but it is a positive change in the right direction. So, what they are going to do with us is deal, and we will be the bargaining chip. So, it is left for us to know that it's our own time to stand our own ground. This fight is for us, it's not for anybody. American first is not Donald Trump that used it first. Make America great again is not Donald Trump that used it first. America great again was Ronald Reagan.
So I need people to understand all this consciousness that people are jubilating. Yeah, Africa will be good. Africa will be good.
And making America great is not make Africa great again. No, it's
Make American great.
America first means American first, not African first.
Not African first. So I need people to be very conscious of what they wish for, what they want. All these things, the Democrats, their values,
I'm just kind of curious to what the disruption could do. I'm talking about the disruption in whatever these guys have planted in Africa to start with, okay? Is disruption of the whole thing could be a window for us where everybody who is conscious enough, right?
No doubt, my brother.
Take advantage of before they replace them and continue the whole scheme again. I mean, there could be a window somewhere,
No doubt about no doubt about it. There is a window. It is left for us to recognize that window so that we can penetrate
it. Because even if they release all the files, are we not? The majority of us not just going to pretend that we don't see it?
Yes.
Are we not going to pretend? Are we conscious enough that even the ones they've released so far, what did we do with them?
Yes, I asked somebody, redacting that name, you know that it's Tinubu's name that is there. Didn't you know what did we do with it? So these are the questions that we ask ourselves. So what they try to do, the deals that they do is try to have compromise. They don't want the nice person who they don't have a compromise on. They don't want that person there. They always need somebody who they have compromise on so that they can do their biddings. So so that person can do their biddings. So it is our fight. Until we keep recognizing that is our fight, that is when we can react positively. If not that, we'll be somewhere in our conference there and we'll be shouting, oh, this person will do this for us, this person will do this for us, and they will never do anything for us.
Sita, thank you very much. Okay. You have a very wonderful, evening. Here is another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Maikum Baba.
Aba, how are you this
evening? From Canada again.
Grand. How are you doing, sir?
How are you? I'm well. Two things.
Please.
I want to open Nigerians that are listening to a different perspective to the whole thing. Now we have established that Tinubu is American asset. That we know before.
Yes, until now that
it's going to be
themselves.
Now that they confirm it in anticipation of a con man that just won an election in the US. Let me tell you this impact.
Tell us.
Trump, now that Tinubu is an asset of America, Nigeria should get ready. It's going to be a new dimension of deals. Because Tinubu cannot say no.
Actually exploit it. Rather than
it's going to be worse. Trump is ready. America is broke. Trump will look for money from anywhere. He doesn't care. They know you cannot. Nigerians will never do anything about it. That's why they release it about now. They know us well. America is not interested in our problem. For those who are waiting, oh, Trump. No. It's all about interest. Now that they have an asset in the biggest stupid economy in Africa, wait for the impact from the moment Trump takes over. Trump will dominate our president and he will take whatever that is takeable out of Nigeria. So now the thing just starts.
For Tinubu, as long as he is president and nobody's challenging his human rights abuses, his corruption and the rest of that, they can take whatever they want.
He's already getting ready for 2027, and Trump will make it happen for him as long as he can play ball. Trump is equal to Tinubu in everything. He's a con man too. So the deal will be Nigerians will suffer for the whole thing. Now on the Lukarawa thing, that is the way of the future. The North has always been the problem of our nation. Right from the population, the North thrive in crisis. They use crisis to negotiate everything. From Mytasine, there's always one uprising or the other. If the North that hold every position in Nigeria for such a long time, they are still referred to as the